back with us here now this morning. Peter, it's been a while. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Live from the very warm, sweltering streets of New York City. I think maybe I got to take another vacation.
It is going to be hot today.
Grab your water bottle, Peter.
Yeah. Very, very hot.
Take constant breaks.
And do they do the big thing in New York City where they're doing here? It's like they continuously warn people, this is dangerous, you must hydrate.
Yes, drink water, drink water.
Yeah,
Reminds me of my old Army days. There always was a sergeant who was saying, drink your water, drink your water.
Yeah.
So we drank our water.
I want to ask you about John McCain. I know that your kid's in the military. You have a big military background. You're very pro-military. What was your take on John McCain?
Well, I don't know so much my take on him. I mean, the guy was a hero, and of course he went through living and dying hell and all of that. But it's interesting to see the reaction of people in the taxi cab, because remember, I'm sort of like the eavesdropper. And as usual, everything gets divided sort of like right up the middle. And what I mean by that is you got people who are talking about McCain as the most wonderful person on the face of the earth. He was this, that, and the other thing, and he was really great, and how it's so sad that he's gone now. And then you got the other half of the group, meaning the people that are riding in the cab, who say he was a terrible guy, very counterproductive, very anti-Republicans, and, that type of a thing. And it's interesting to watch. And you sit there, I sit there, and I listen, and I wonder how two human beings, meaning two particular people who would be in the cab, could have such a different attitude about the same guy.
It is interesting. That's where we are today, though, isn't it? I mean, this whole thing playing out in your cab is what's going on in America.
Absolutely, and I got to tell you, in my entire lifetime of being your street reporter, I've never seen as much venom as there is now. I mean, in the good old days, somebody would say, I can't stand Bush. Now it's, I hate Trump, I hope he's this, and I hope he's that, and everything. I mean, really, so much so that I'm very careful about it getting in conversations, because I don't want to sound too materialistic about it, but what's the point of me fighting with a guy who may or may not be giving me a tip?
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think you have to.
I mean, it's your livelihood.
You have to look at it that way. How about, I really like your take on Nike and Colin Kaepernick.
I think they're crazy. I think they're out of their mind. One thing, I made a terrific mistake on my own, and some chief correspondent I am. I don't know why I thought Nike was not an American company, but of course it is an American company. And I think to get Colin baby as their spokesman or whatever they're using him for is really nuts, because what I'm hearing about that is that there's a lot of people who are very angry about this kneeling business, especially with the NFL not really doing very much about it. And for Nike to come along, it's bad enough. The other thing that came out of the conversations, which was kind of interesting, I wasn't aware of the fact that all the other sneaker companies had done the same thing. It's just that Nike won.
Yeah. Well, and you also have a part on in your True Tales about how, well, I'll read it. No company exploits minorities all over the world more than Nike does with its slave wages.
Wow.
I'm sorry you read that, because your chances of getting a commercial from Nike are now highly remote.
It's all over now.
So let me point out very quickly to the Nike people that Keela had nothing to do with that. I wrote it, so you can take away my Nikes. But no, for instance, my wife, she will not under any circumstances buy anything that's made by Nike because of the stuff she's read about, for her, for the kids, for the grandchildren, and all of that. I just think from a marketing point of view, they're nuts. Why open up... I guess I'm sounding very materialistic this morning, but
you do have to wonder that you got to be thinking that they've done their market research, and for some reason they believe that this, because let's be honest, this is not a social statement as much as it's being portrayed that way. It's an advertisement. It's an ad campaign, and I do wonder if they've done research that says, hey, we'll actually do better if we do this.
Yeah, well, I find it hard to believe that somebody's going to... I can see people saying, and I've heard it in the cab, people saying, I'm not going to buy their products.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anybody say, gee, what a great marketing idea. I'm going to go and buy some Nike now.
All right, well, listen, I'm glad you're back, Peter, and we'll talk to you on a weekly basis and find out what's happening. This is an exciting season coming up in New York as we head towards the holidays, fall into the holidays.
You got it.
All right, Peter. Gabby.com is the website. Thank you. Peter Franklin, the Gabby Cabby. Got a break at WIBX.